Hello my lovely viewers, welcome back. And if you're new here, hello, I'd love you to join us. In my video last week I shared with you my beauty favourites and I promised to come back and show you how I apply my makeup. So that's the purpose of this video. It's very much an easy, simple, everyday makeup. There's not much to it, but it's about longevity as well, so it's about making sure that it lasts during the day. It's very simple. The reality is it takes me about 10 minutes tops, but obviously I would imagine this video will take a bit longer because I'm going to be explaining to you why I'm doing the things I'm doing. I'm going to be using the brushes I showed you last week and the makeup products I showed you last week as well. So let's get started. Okay, so let's get started. I've just put my hair back with just a couple of pins just to get it out of the way. I've got a mirror here to my right, a bigger mirror, but you won't see that, but I've also just got a little smaller mirror that I'll use for some closer detail. So I'm going to start with a primer. I'm going to use the Velvet Veil one, only because I'm only going to put a couple of dots on. I've got quite an emollient moisturiser on. So I'm just popping this on with my fingers, just lightly, just 2 pumps, just smooth that out. Just gently, you don't need to rub, you just need to just spread it out, make sure it's all over. There we go. Just give my hands a little wipe. And we'll now go on with the Christian Dior Skin Glow, Forever Skin Glow. I use the shade 2WO. Now I generally only use a couple of pumps of this, but the weather has been so awful. I've just been using a tiny bit more. So I just quickly blend this in with my fingers. Now while I'm doing that, what I then do is I just get a wipe and I just wipe my eyebrows, and there's a reason for that. It gets any foundation that I've put on there off, because anything I'm going to apply to my eyebrows will not adhere if I've got any creams on them. So if you find that when you are applying any eyebrow product and you're not getting good payoff for it, then it may well be you've got a bit of cream on your eyebrows. So just gently wipe it off and you're good to go. So ordinarily, as I say, I would only use two pumps, but the weather has been so foul, I've just been using a tiny bit more. Now that is about it for me. We're not finished yet, so I'll just give my hands a quick little wipe. Pop that out of the way. And what we do now is pop on some concealer. So the concealer I use is the Forever Skin Correct by Dior, and this is in 2N. Now, what I do first of all, there's a nice, really large applicator with this. So what I do is I just dot this around, and I also dot it on my eyelid, and that acts as a little primer. So what I then do is I use my number 7 concealer brush. What I'm going to do here is pat it in. So I'm not sweeping, I'm patting this in. So can you see that? Just pat, pat, pat. And that's the beauty about this brush. It's stiff enough and it doesn't pick up product, so you get the product where you want it to be. So just quickly pat that in. By the way, if you can hear something outside, we had a storm raging. So if you can hear some blustery winds, that's what that is. And then I'm just using my fingers to tap the rest in. So I'm not sweeping, I'm tapping that in. Smooth that out in the middle. That just sinks in like a dream. So that's enough of that. So what I now need to do is just finish off my face with the foundation brush. And all I'm going to do is just dab. I'm not sweeping, I'm not pressing, but I will just round the outside. So tap, tap, tap. Apologies if I knock the mic. So I'm tapping that in, possibly put that little mirror down now so you can see a little bit more. And that is it. What I now want to do is go in with some bronzer before I do anything else. And I'm going to use Chanel Le Beige. This does last forever. It is pricey, but you do get a lot for your money. Now what I'm going to use here is the Real Techniques, and this is the Expert Face Brush. And all I'm going to do is just gently dab that in here. And what I'm then going to do is I'm just going to tap this gently on the cheek area. Now what I'm going to be doing here is I'm just going to be using fine layers of both this bronzer in creams, and then I'm going to finish off with powder. And the point of that is longevity. So your makeup will last during the day. Now I showed you this in my last video. This is the Hourglass blush, and this is the cream stick, and this is in Revel. So all I do is, using the same brush, gently just tap the end of that. And I'm just tapping that around the cheek. So I'm starting at the cheek here, don't go further than the pupil. And I'm just then dabbing that up. Now can you see how vibrant that is? But look how luminous that is on the skin. It is just divine. I've been using this for about 7 months. I already have another one because Hourglass do change their products. And I absolutely adore that. What I'm now going to do is I want to set that where it is, and I'm going to use the Beauty Pie powder. So this is the One Powder Wonder Perfecting Powder, and it's Uberlucent Universal. Don't be afraid of the colour, as I mentioned to you. Now what I'm going to do is 2 things. Little powder puff, it doesn't come with this, and this is just from Boots if you saw my last video. So what I'm going to do first of all is just gently tap. Now just look what that does. It just takes away any bit of shine. And I like to use this here for just some targeted areas, so I just go through that, a bit more down here, and there. Now what I want to do is I'm going to use this large brush, and this is the Real Techniques Everything Face brush. I showed you this in my last video. Gently tap. You'd never think that you have anything on with this. It's so tightly baked, but all that happens is that just lightly sets the thing that you have on your face. I'm not going to go too much over the cheek area, and that is the powder. I'm going to do some eyeliner next. Now what I'm doing here is I'm not doing a sweep, I'm not doing a cat eye or anything like that. All I want to do is embolden the eyelash area on the top. So basically what we're going to be doing is we're going to make sure that everything goes up. So everything we do will be sweeping up so that we get that nice kind of lifted look. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to gently apply this very tightly in that eyeline area. And what I'm then going to do is just use my finger to rub that in. Now, can you see the difference that makes to the eye? It just defines the eyelash, but in a nice natural way. So what I'll do is just check a couple of bits. And then just gently use my finger to rub that in a bit more. Can you see the difference? And what I'll do now is just switch to the left and do the same thing. Should have mentioned this is the Beauty Pie. So it's a matte eyeliner. So I'm just gently line that right in the eyelash base. Let me just wipe that off so I don't get everything everywhere. What I want to do again is just go over that. Oops, there we go. There's what this is real life. The difference of being on camera. Okay. So can you see how defined the eyelash looks? So all we're doing is very gently doing that on the top lash area. What I want to do now is I want to frame the face by just quickly doing my eyebrows. Now I am using the Beauty Pie Super Brow Precision Pencil. This is in Perfect Brown. Can you see how fine that tip is? Super fine. Now all I'm going to be doing here is just quickly going over. You might think, oh Yvonne, you're going a bit wild there. But just wait and see. So all we're doing is just quickly drawing through. I'm not being precise here, I'm just doing a little squiggle as well. So just going through. Do the other one. Just turn it up slightly. Now if you have any cream on your eyebrows here, you'll find it difficult to apply because the grease will stop it adhering to your skin. So just a quick tip there. I learnt through trial and error. All we're going to do now is we use our eyebrow brush. This is the Real Techniques one I showed you in the last video. And we just quickly blend that through. Now, can you see the difference there? Okay, here we go. And that is it. So we now go on to eyes. And I'm going to be using two products. I'm going to use this number 7 in this cornflower. So it's a matte ecru. And I'm also going to be using the Terribly Paris. And this is the eye palette. So you've got 9 shades here. So all I do first of all is I use one of my techniques, nice broad brush here. I don't think this has a name on it. I showed you, but links to everything will be below, by the way. So I'm just going to quickly go into the number 7, and I'm just going to quickly pop that on the actual eyebrow. Now, if I'm going to be wearing a darker, or I've only got a darker shade with me of eyeshadow, then you can take this all over the eyelid and it will lighten. Can you see there? It just takes out any colour. There's no, you wouldn't think that there was anything on. It's a very, very neutral shade. So there we go. And all I'm going to do now is use my other brush. This is another from the 3-pack of the Real Techniques. It's a nice, gently curving brush. Can you see that? Lovely, nice and precision. And all I'm going to do is I'm going to be going into this middle shade here. So nothing fancy. Just quickly tap that on. And I'm just going to be going right over the eyelid. This is a really quick and easy. I know I'm talking with you now, but the reality is this probably takes less than 10 minutes. So don't worry at this stage. You might think, Yvonne, you've gone wild with that. Don't worry. I hope you can see at the makeup. The mirror is not getting in the way here. So I'm just taking it up gently, slightly over onto the eyebrow. So not higher. I'm not doing any kind of sculpting. I'm just going back and forth, a bit like a windscreen wiper. So there we go. All I want to do now is just go in with that ecru colour. Just go down the middle here. Just go down the side. There we go. Back in with the same one. And just gently go into the crease. Just gently defining that again. So it's just about blending the two together. Just gently move that in with my finger. All I want to do now is I'm going into just this shade here, same brush, just gently, a tiny little bit, and I'm just going to pop that over the pupil. So just see the difference there. Very subtle. But just tap that in very subtly. What I'm now going to do is I'm going back to my concealer brush and I want to make sure that everything is lifted up. So all I'm going to do is just gently take that up. Now look at the difference that has made. So I didn't have to do anything fancy, or I'll just take that up. Now if you think you've been a bit sharp, then just gently tap that, and there we have it. Our eyes are done. So what I want to do now, before I do, in fact, let's do the mascara and then we'll do more blush and bronzer. So I'm using this here, so just make sure that all your eyelashes are in. Just gently get it to the base. What I do is then just spread them out with my finger. Just gently release it. You don't need to apply lots of pressure here. Just gently make sure they're nicely spread out on the curler. And again with the left. Make sure all of your eyelashes are in. Just gently. I like to just spread them with my finger. Gently, gently. There we go. And I'm going to be using the Hourglass Unlocked. This is a lovely mascara. There you go. The sound is just really great. So all I'm going to do is look down, go to the base of the lashes, and the mascara and the wand does it all. And I'm just going to gently do the tip of the bottom, the base, and then just knock off any excess because I don't want to really colour the base of them that much. So just gently go through from the base up. This is just a lovely mascara. Gently on the bottom. All I'll do then is just gently take off any excess on the bottom of the lashes. And there we have our eyelashes done. What I want to do now is I want to go in with the Hourglass palette. This is mine from last year, so 2022. Santa's also bought me the one of the new ones. As you know, these are limited edition. And the one I've got is snake. There are 3 of them. There's jellyfish, snake and leopard, and they're different shades. So, you know, if you're interested in them, have a look. So say this is mine from last year. What we're doing now is we're going to go in, and I'm going to use this number 7 blush brush. Just gently tap in with the bronzer and just tap in. Here, look at the difference that has made. I'm just going to then go through the blush just gently. Take that through. We think we've done a bit too much, or I do this anyway, is just get our foundation brush, and then that just blends things right in. Okay, so what we want to do now is we want to put some lipstick on. So I'm going to be using this Maybelline Lifter Gloss. But what I want to do first is I want to go put some lip liner on because I want to show you how I pop this on. So I do things a bit differently than perhaps you may have seen. So what I want to do is I'm going to start from the base here, go up in the top lip. And there's a point of that because we want our lipstick to look happy and smiley. We don't want to take anything and drag it down. So what I'll do, just take that off there. I'm going to be drawing up. Can you see the difference? Can you not see that? Can you see how I'm drawing there? Sorry about that. try it, it's different. What we want to do now is we still want to have that smiley face. So the best way I've found to pop this line on the bottom is to have a little smile. See the difference that makes? You're almost in a smile mode, which is how you want the lipstick to be uplifting. By the way, this is my cheap as anything Barry lip liner in Toast, so you can see how that looks on the lips. What I'm going to do now is just pop this gloss on. This is so lovely. As I said to you in my last video, it's like a hybrid lipstick and a gloss. You see how nice that little bit of an ombre looks with these two together? And that is it. So what I'll do is take my hair out of these pins and I'll come back. So that's the finished look. Very much a light, natural, as I said to you, easy everyday makeup. I hope you found that helpful. As I say, it's how I apply it. If you do something different, that's brilliant. It's just showing you the things that I use and how I use them as well. So that's the end of the video. And this is the last video for 2023. So I just want to take this opportunity to thank you all. Thank you for joining me. Thank you for being with me through 2023. Let's look forward to 2024. And I hope you have a wonderful holiday, everybody. And I'll see you in the next one. Cheerio. Bye-bye.